What is up, darlings? Welcome back to my channel. I am feeling refreshed and good, and my hair isn't in a hat or braids because I actually got it done today. Did not do it myself, went to the salon. I got my glitter back in. I'm feeling fresh and sassy. So today I want to talk to you about why you're gonna have to suck at stuff before you can actually be any good at it. Hello, welcome. So something that I have been pondering in the last little bit as I am coming out of my little seasonal depression is the idea of like picking up new hobbies. I want to get into drawing. It's been really appealing to me. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, if you don't know this about me. I want to be really good at everything. And it's something that I definitely had to get over when I started making content, because if you have watched my earlier videos, for the love of God, don't. They weren't great because I had never made a video before in my life, and I did some research, picked a random video editing software, and decided to just go for it. And now I'm trying to pick up drawing because it just seems soothing. I don't know, something about the vibes, going for a hike and drawing pictures of trees or whatever, but I'm not very good at it, as I've never really drawn. I am not an artiste, if you will, and so like they're really bad. The drawings are bad. My like sisters who are teenagers are much better because they've been doing it for years. And this is the thing, right? Is you're not gonna get good unless you suck. And that can be very hard for people to deal with, especially millennials. And if you're like me, a former gifted kid who is now a burnt out 35-year-old who just wants to take naps all the time. But you got to embrace the suck. You have to understand that you're not going to be good at something until you get good at it. And that is something that I want to explore today, is maybe like what makes us feel inadequate and what those like internal voices are about like why we aren't good enough to pick up a new hobby. This idea of what being good at something entails, I think, is something that is not talked about enough in certain ways. Like obviously people, everyone knows you have to start somewhere and all of that stuff, right? But we don't really internalize that message. And I think, especially with artistic pursuits, or especially with like content creation, right? What you see is like the people that go viral really fast and all that stuff. But for a lot of people, it takes years. It takes years to build up a following. It takes time and energy and all of those things. And what you don't see is the time, right? You see someone's progression of drawing from when they were a teenager to now, but you also like don't understand that was 20 years, right? So someone now makes these hyper-realistic pencil drawings, but 20 years ago they didn't. And it's this endeavor of understanding that you start somewhere, and all we see so much in life now is highlight reels. And I think that we need to have those conversations about that time, right? My drawings are getting better even from a few weeks ago or 4 months ago when I decided I wanted to start sketching. I don't have any like grand plans of like doing anything other than sketching for my own enjoyment, but I think especially with creative endeavors, what happens is you see the end result. You have an idea of what your end product is going to look like. This happens to me all the time with embroidery. And it's a skill that I've had to build over the years. And I'm not the best at it, but understanding the medium you're working in, and when you get so fixated on what your idea of the final product is going to be, it's very hard to look at your fumbling attempts as you get started to understand that you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to get there slowly over time. And we struggle, I think, with this idea of the time it takes just because of like the way life is now. Everything is instant gratification. Everything is, I'm going to do it now and I'm going to be the best at it. And we have all these ideas of like, I have to be the best at it. And I think maybe if we can let that go and not only understand that you're not going to be the best at it to begin with, and you might not be the best at it ever. And that's okay, because sometimes we just need to do something for the joy it brings our brains to learn a new skill or learn a new language or whatever it might be. And also understanding the process of getting better at something is also a process of learning to forgive yourself and giving yourself more grace and more energy and time to really embrace the fact that you're not going to be good at everything. I'm not good at most things I do. I'm not terrible at all of them, but I wouldn't say that I'm the best at anything that I do. But I do it with a passion, and I do it with the desire to learn and to grow, and that's so much more important to me than the end result. And that's something that I've been struggling with drawing, and now I want to embrace that more. and be more open about the fact that like sometimes I'm not very good at stuff. And I think that's really what I wanted to address with this video, is that understanding that sucking at something is part of growing, and you have to be willing to fail, because not everything that you pick up is actually going to be something you can develop a skill in. I hate to say it. We're always told, like, work hard enough and you can do anything, and quite frankly, that's just not true. It's not. You can work hard at lots of stuff and get decent at stuff, and you can put the time in and do all of the stuff that you want to do, but you might never master it. Unless you're willing to dedicate, like, 70 hours a week to a skill or anything like that, especially as you get older, right? We have other time commitments, and, your mind and your body is much more elastic when you're younger, and you can pick up muscle memory much faster. It's why kids learn languages quicker, right? But if you can be okay sucking at something, if you can be okay with the idea of failing over and over and over again until you don't fail one day and you create or learn or do the thing that you wanted to do, then that's great. But you have to accept that beginning process. You have to be open to the idea of being not very good at something. And that's okay, and it doesn't change your value. It doesn't change the value of the hours and days and weeks or whatever that you put into an endeavor. It actually makes it more valuable, because the more times that you make something and you don't love it, and you make another one and you love it a little bit more but you still don't love it the most, that's the important part. That's where you develop those skills. That's where you become the kind of person that can accept that you have flaws and you have weaknesses and you have areas that you aren't as good at things as you would like to be. And the more you can accept that, the better at stuff you're going to be, and the more important that process will be to you as a little being with a heart and soul, right? You have to embrace growth. And growth doesn't come without stumbling around in the dark and failing at stuff. So let it be. Understand that you are valuable. Your endeavors can always be beautiful because you put time and heart and passion into them. Even if the end result is something that you literally would show no human ever. The amount of videos, especially early on, that I filmed, edited, watched the video back and was like, no, absolutely not. Like, there is whole videos that I never posted because I finished them and was like, oh, we're not putting that out in the world. No, thank you. So it's fine. It happens. There's videos, even like in the last few months, I filmed a whole video, edited it, watched it back, and been like, are you insane? What are you saying? Stop talking. Oh my God. So that's part of the process, and you got to be kind to yourself. All right, my dudes, that is what I have for you this week. I hope you liked it. Let me know down in the comments. What kind of new hobbies are you picking up for the spring? What hobbies have you been working on for a long time that you're super proud of your progress in? And are there any hobbies that you picked up, did it for a couple weeks, and were like, absolutely not? Let me know. I'd love to hear about that. If you like the video, please like it. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. I put up videos most Sundays. As always, I'm super happy that you're here, and I will catch you in the next one.